Hello Lovebugs, it's me Loverly. I'm back again today with another build. This time the Bold Over Challenge. If you don't know, it's by HollieBB. She came up with this awesome idea to be able to get the community involved in building something together. So if you don't know what the Bold Over Challenge is, you can just look it up on the gallery. But basically you use this shell, so that's what I did. I downloaded this box, like this shell, and what you do is she has this little chart of like you roll a dice and you get to choose there's 6 different things, like 6 different themes you can go with, and then there's 6 different random objects. As you can see right there, that means that I got the Pink Flamingo. And I also got like a 1950s theme. So I'm really excited. I'm in love with this challenge. And yeah, I had a lot of fun building this. I did actually, in fact, download the bowling pack specifically for this challenge, just because I really wanted to play it and do it. And I'm so happy with what I got because, yeah, I was able to do like a really cool thing. I'm really happy with how it turns out. So yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to mess around with like the outside first, kind of see what it looks like. That's a good tip, by the way, if you build, see what it looks like, what it's going to look like, I mean, on the gallery. So yeah, so just filling out, I'm throwing a bunch of random objects in here. I try to use every item. You see that little chair right there? I try to use almost every item from the bowling pack. However, there are some things that I don't end up using. Like I don't use the lights. Like I just don't like, they're like so harsh lighting. Like they're like practically like spotlights. So could not figure out how to do that. As you can see, I'm adding some pink walls here. So I was super happy, by the way, with this look, because again, I was super happy to get pink flamingos. I love pink. Pink is my favorite color. Like I'm such a girly girl. Like I love Barbie, and yeah. So I was super happy to get a pink flamingo, and yeah, I just thought it would be such a fun theme an entire thing around. And actually they have bowling shirts with pink flamingos, so it was just so perfect. You'll see in the screenshots later that I actually make a bowling club and they wear awesome pink flamingo shirts. So yeah, as you can see, it's coming along with the outside. I really do like these cool pink, I don't even know what you call those, I don't know, just decorative wall, like exterior wall decor. I don't really know what you call it, but I like the look of those, like that cool, I don't know. I was really almost set on using that, but then I realized, oh yeah, there's wall decorations that come with the bowling pack, so probably should use those instead. But anyway, I was super happy with the way this building, the outside turned out, because as we say, you can't mess around with like the actual look of it, but I was able to find that, as you can see, that stuff that goes around the top. I'm words, yeah, you can kind of see it there. There's like stone on the edging. Like I use like a fence. It's technically fencing, but yeah, it looks really cool. It like really caps off the top, and it reminds me a lot of like the Flintstones. So, I'm supposed to be doing like a 1950s look, so it was really cool to me that I was like, oh cool, like you got stone walls on the corners and then the top, and it all matches. And yeah, I just thought that, oh, maybe that could mean like this was, not the original thing built in this place, but they tried to like put a bowling alley afterward, kind of like what I had to do. And so they, it like, my idea was that because it had that weird stone on the outside, it was actually originally like some medieval themed restaurant or something. And that's why there's like some leftover signage out front, like they didn't want to take down. But so that's why there's extra signs like this. So they stuck a bowling sign up at the top, but they still have like food and burgers signs and darts sign, even though there's not a dartboard here. I don't know. I could have thrown in a dartboard, but it just didn't like go with everything else. So anyway, as you can see, these awesome rugs, by the way, a little more 60s than 50s, but you know, 1950s is a hard theme actually, because so little of the stuff we have in prior packs, like, you know, some of this stuff would be considered 1950s, I guess, but a lot of it's more late 50s, early 60s, or, you know, it looks more 60s to me, but I don't know. I'm not a decades expert by any means. I actually did study interior design for a bit, and I still don't know all the different, like, what would be, you know, how to define the decades and style, but yeah, I just tried to do my best with what I had. So like I said, using all those, try to use as many objects as I can, so you can see all the wall decor right as you come in there is going to be from this pack, and also that cool sign from the bowling pack. Did want to use that. I'm really happy with the way I was able to incorporate that cool sign, because it only points in one direction, but as you'll see, I actually got it to work to where it goes all, like, points you in the right direction of the upstairs, which is going to be a bar, so it actually is perfect. And right there, that's the cupcake machine. And the cafe thing, but the cupcake machine against the wall, I did not need to add that at all, but that was one of the other things that you could have rolled, so I don't know, I just felt like it would be cute. It kind of fit, you know, with all this black and white tiling, and yeah, just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with this space, because, you know, for something like this, I wouldn't have done like 2 floors if I were just building a, you know, my own bowling alley. But that's the cool thing about this challenge, is it really forced me to think about, like, how am I gonna lay out the space to where it's all usable and functional, and, you know, yeah, I just love that kind of stuff. So I really am happy with the way this turns out. So right now I'm working on the bar. I'm apologize again, I do this every build, but I will jump around a lot. Like, I can't just build to one room, because I'll find things in the catalog that I need to use somewhere else, and then I'll jump back quite a bit, so sorry about that. But right now I'm like making this cool long L-shaped bar, so I'm really happy with the way this bar turned out. It's like such a big bar, but I don't know, I think it works. I think it looks really cool, especially the way I decorate the backing of it, which will come later, because right now I'm just trying to figure out this like gating situation, because I really wish they had like a counter that would like do that cool gate thing, but you gotta kind of mess around with it and stick in your own gate, and so like it doesn't look perfect, but yeah, that's obvious. I don't know, I like putting gates on those, because that way just so you can actually kind of lock it for employees if you have employees, although this isn't something that you would necessarily have employees at, because it's actually it can be a cafe, but then it also works as a bar, so it's dual function. So basically, excuse me, basically what that means though is that you could theoretically do what I do in the screenshots later on, is have it be like cafe during the day and then bar at night, and you can just easily switch that when you know, go into the little eye icon right at the very tippity top. It says well, right now it says Bold Over Challenge. I do change the name, hopefully. But yeah, at the very, very top corner, very left top corner, you see that little house with an eye. You click that, and then you can change the the lot type. So yeah, it does have all the required items for both a cafe and a bar. And because you cannot, if you don't know, with the new bowling pack, you can't just set it as a bowling alley. So you have to set it as something else, but with a bowling alley in it. It's kind of strange that way, but yeah. Anyway, I'm super happy with the way these bathrooms turned out. Like, these are probably one of my favorite bathrooms I've ever built. And if you watched any of my other builds, you know I'm a huge sucker for like pink for girls, blue for boys, you know, really old-fashioned that way. But I love the way these bathroom turns out, because they remind me of something I would see in Disney, like you know, Main Street USA. Like, it reminds, like, those pinstripes on the wall, and the, you know, the cute chandeliers, the little I don't know, lampshades. Like, it's so adorable to me. And I think out of the whole build, honestly, that's my favorite part, are the adorable bathrooms. Because I'm a weirdo. Yeah, as you can see, I put in a bunch of mirrors across the back of the, what's that called? The bar. That long bar over there. Yeah, just adding some final touches and details to this bathroom. I also put some nice paintings up on the wall too, and so yeah, I mean, they're just basic bathrooms, but I don't know why. I'm really happy with the way they turned out. Yeah, obviously you can tell I spent quite a bit of time on it. Oh yeah, so alright, so you know that sign right above, like on the outside? Again, I'm sorry, I jump around everywhere, I'm sorry. But I was trying to put a bunch of neon signs too. I don't really know if that's really a 1950s thing, but one of my favorite movies growing up was Grease. And so to me, when I think about Grease, like I didn't watch the movie before trying to build this, but that's something that comes to mind, is like all the 1950s, like, and I've been to 1950s diners, you know, and they have obviously that kind of checkerboard flooring, and they have a bunch of neon. And so as you can see, I put out a neon sign at the front. It took me a while to figure out which neon sign I was going to do and use as like the signage for the whole build, because unfortunately, like, I had this original idea that I wanted to do like the palm tree one. I thought there was a pink flamingo one, but there's not. It's like a bird with a cocktail. But oh, here I am changing the name. So if you could not tell by the screenshot and the thumbnail of this video, I went ahead and called it the Fruit Bowl, because I don't know, I think it's funny that it's called a Fruit Bowl, because then I go ahead and decorate the whole place with a bunch of different fruit bowls, because you know, we have like 3 or 4 different types of fruit bowls in the game, so I figure might as well use them. And the colors kind of pop and go with all these super bright, crazy, you know, vintagey colors. Yeah, so I'm super happy about that. Also, those bar stools, they're both just 2 different recolors of the same object, the same bar stool from the bowling pack. And here I am putting a bunch of fruit bowls on the actual bar. And so this, I call it a candy bar. Get it? But it's just a bar with a bunch, like a very long selection of free fruit. And yeah, because I thought that would be cool, right? If you, like, imagine going to a bar and they just offer free fruit on the table. Like, you can have all kinds of different free fruit. I think that would be awesome. And because there's like candy colors, you know, it like reminds, we don't have like candy jars in the game, but that would be like a cool object. You know how you know, you see like wedding Pinterest and stuff, and they have candy bars, like actual, like a full setup of like candy displays. I don't know, I just love it. Like Willy Wonka was another kind of inspiration for this build, and you know, that scene where, like, in the beginning, not Willy Wonka's actual factory, but right before that, they have this other small candy shop, and that's kind of that was sort of more the inspiration for the upstairs. But it's also I was trying to have it be like really, you know, the upstairs is more grown up, and then the downstairs is more for teens and for families and for everybody. It's a cafe. You don't have to necessarily drink, but there are 3 bars in this. As you can see, the front right here, that's a bar, because that's another bar that actually came with the pack, the bowling pack, and I thought that looked really cool, but I, you know, didn't want to put it with necessarily with the bar stools, because again, I was trying to use the bar counters and the you know, the cafe counter thing. Those only match that kind of bar, so I was trying to match those. Yeah, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I'm putting a neon sign behind that waterfall feature. I would not recommend doing that in real life, but because it is The Sims, you know, why not? It looked cool. So yeah, as you can see, I put up all those little arrow signs I was telling you about. So those are gonna point you to the bar as you walk up the stairs, because you walk up and kind of face this wall where I've put those seating, but then the little neon signs point you like, the bar's this way, right behind you, so you have to walk around. Yeah. And as you can see also, I put up all of these really cool lights. I altered the colors, blue and purple, against the wall, the bar. So there's mirrors behind it, and then the bar. I don't know, I just think it looks like really cool. Like, if this place existed in real life, I would go here. And that's sort of the goal for every build that I built, but especially this one. Like, I'm not really like a big partier, but this place seems like kind of more chill and like more this would be my scene, because I'm a nerd. So I'd want to do like the bowling downstairs, and if we had arcade games, I would have put, you know, arcade games. I don't like the big bulky one that comes in The Sims 4. I'm talking about like if you had Sims 3. Anyway, throwing some more of those lighted wall decor thingies from the outside into the inside, and also these awesome like chevron lighted wall decorations. I think that looks really cool on either side of all the bowling alleys. So lights it up a little bit down there too, because I know it gets dark. Like, there's just not any good lights in this game. So yeah. Anyway, I think we're coming close to the end here. Oh yeah, just messing around with some last minute details. Oh, and then here we go. So I do the outside, because it was looking really bare outside. So I added in some greenery, trying to figure out how to incorporate more of the pink flamingos, because I had only just thrown in one giant one up, you know, on the roof. And I also blew up, like, it looks really bad because it's low polygon, but it's the idea that you'd have a gigantic fruit bowl on the top of, you know, because on the very top of the roof, because it's all kitschy like that, and I'm a sucker for kitsch. So yeah. But anyway, I had so much fun. I know I keep saying this, but I had so much fun building this, because like, this is my style. Like, this is, if I could dress rockabilly every day, like if I could afford to spend $100 on each of my dresses to dress rockabilly, that would be my style. Because like 1950s really is like my favorite, well, that or 80s, but like that's like one of my favorite decades. And yeah, so I just had a ball doing this. Okay, so here's the screenshot. So this is what it looks like during the day. The neon sign is always lit up in the front, but at night, like, you can't really tell right now, but the wall lights are lit up too. Like, everything's lit up. But yeah, here's like the entrance, what you see if you're a sim walking into the front there. And this is my Lucky Strikes Bowling Club I made for this. And I also made a main character to run it. Yeah, so this is what you see when you walk right in. That's to your left. You see all the bowling alleys on that side and the trophy walls, and then the cabinet and all those cool signs to your right. And this, like I said, is a bar. So if you have it set to bar, then there will be a barista there. And then if you have it set to cafe, there's a barista here. So bartender if it's bar, barista if you set it to cafe. And here's the Pink Flamingo outfit I was telling you about. I had so much fun, like, making a bowling team. I was so happy that bowling team was something that you could do. And here it is, really nice and crowded. So it gets pretty crowded during the middle of the day. And upstairs, so when you come from downstairs upstairs, this is what it looks like. There's this cool loungy area. Again, had to throw in some big pink stuff because they love kitschy stuff. And as you can see, those were those arrows that point you around through so that you can go to the bar area. And I got my sim here. She's actually also on the gallery if you want to download this sim. She is called Pin Up. So her first name's Pin, last name's Up. And yeah, I had a lot of fun making her too. So inside of the bathrooms, just a couple quick screenshots, nothing too fancy, but I do love the way it turned out. In the inside of the stall there, it's very Disney to me. So okay, and so I actually did have her, I cheated to get her to upgrade to the Moonlight bowling. So when you download this, that is all enabled because believe me, it's ridiculous. You have to be like level 5 and have all these parts. Silly. So anyway, that's all. You can download it, like I said, on the gallery. Both the pin up and the fruit bowl is on the gallery right now. So thanks for watching and have a great day.